Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Nothing makes sense. Let's try and make sense of this.
This is one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Floyd Mayweather, 3 days after promoting a massive fight in Japan on New Year's Eve with Tenshin Nasukawa, a big kickboxer, he just issued a statement saying, or essentially saying, the fight's off because the event that he was promoting at the press conference isn't what he agreed to on paper. Follow this if you can. Floyd says when he was negotiating with the Ryzen fight promotion that the deal was he was going to perform in a small closed-door exhibition, 3 rounds, 9 minutes long for a group of very wealthy people. And that's what he agreed to. It's like, if you pay me enough money, I'll come to your living room and fight a guy, but you can't broadcast it.
Okay, he's broke. Alright, cool.
If you pay me enough, I'll come to your living room. Well,
okay. You told me he was having money problems before. I believe it now. It's no, you can't be the highest paid actor. That is like Peyton Manning saying that he's gonna go to your kid's preschool and take snaps all day. That's not. He's broke.
9 minutes, 3, dude.
First of all, I'm sorry. Enlighten me. I'm not a wrestler. Are wrestling matches 3 9-minute rounds?
That's amateur MMA actually. That was
9-minute rounds.
So no, it's three rounds totaling 9 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 3 9-minute rounds. That's what I just heard. Sorry, it's a circus. My
so like that was another thing that came on my mind. Like that's like an amateur. Even boxing, I think some boxing rounds amateur are 3 minutes.
I know amateur MMA.
That is an amateur MMA fight, 3-minute rounds, and like, and dude. So let me get this straight. Are you implying that they told you this, and then they put you out there on TV and live, and they're talking about you having this big fight,
okay, but
and you played along the whole time?
You brought up a good point. No one from his team was there. Some random dude was one that sitting next to him.
I didn't. I thought it was Leonard. His
it's
manager.
the poor man's Leonard.
Yeah, he was his JV squad.
Yeah, it's poor man's Leonard.
Who's that guy?
And if you look at his face, if you saw it in the preview right now, he did the same thing I do, and it's like, yeah, I'll be there, knowing damn well I ain't gonna be no place.
I mean, the funniest thing is the way he's like smiling up there. And it's like, wait, so when they were saying all this stuff about fighting and like, you just played along with it?
Listen, a lot of this makes sense now.
No, this is what happened. They didn't agree on the rules. That's why the rules to be set thing was there. Mm-hmm. I think Mayweather thought he was going to be able to finesse.
Right.
I think they presented him as like an exhibition type thing, and then they're like, yeah, but he gets to kick you.
Because he's like, no.
Yeah, like, Mayweather, you can't play dumb when you were pump faking the public with the MMA gloves.
Yeah.
Right? You wore the MMA gloves, so we get it, right? This was probably a money grab, and we get you were probably trying to fake us too, right? Fine.
Yeah.
But then don't turn around and act like it's any different, right? Because the disappointment you're pretending to have is the disappointment you knew we were gonna have.
The real disappointment.
Don't sign the gloves in MMA. Don't sign the fight in MMA gloves and sit up there with this freak of nature that we know does not box. He's a kickboxer and MMA guy for an MMA organization.
Yeah.
And then pretend that you didn't think there was gonna. No, I think they couldn't agree to the rules. I think they wanted kicks.
And I told you there was no way that he was going to take a fight with kicks.
Yeah,
I told you that.
And like I said, we don't know
realistic.
Yeah, we don't know how much money was offered, right? So if what he's saying about a 3-minute round, like that's not $100 million, right? You can't ask for that. No. So maybe it was a few million, right? And maybe they were both finessing, and I think he's trying to use the fact that like there was a language barrier, right? That seems to be the game he's playing here.
Yeah.
As if there's no translator, like, oh, something got lost in translation. Like, you do not sit there. It wasn't even in America. You were all the way in Japan and did this press conference that you know was going to be ridiculous.
Right.
And you hadn't already figured out the rules. I think what happened was this whole rules to be determined. I think they wanted kicks in, and he started thinking about it.
Of course.
Or after it happened, this is another thing I think that might have happened. Remember I told you it was weird that nobody's around? I think maybe when everyone found out or it got public and he started maybe hearing people's responses, maybe he's like, oh yeah, maybe I'm tripping. Like, maybe he thought he could take a kick.
Dude, I told you from the jump. Well, that's a possibility, but there's no way you watch even one video of Tenshin and you're going to tell me Floyd Mayweather is going to all of a sudden get kicked in the leg. How old is he? He's old. It doesn't matter. He's in his 40s, correct? There's no way he was going to go. He's been on this planet for 4 generations. There's no way.
I know men in their 50s up the street that for $500,000 would let you shoot him in the leg flesh shot. right?
Him and them live in different neighborhoods.
All right, I'm not gonna say everyone was here, but there's people in this room for the right amount of money. Don't act like a leg kick. Please stop. Every one of us in here has been kicked for nothing. How dare you imply? I'm insulted that you're implying this man can't take a leg kick if it was for a few
hundred want to get kicked.
Nobody does, but people do it all the time.
Okay, but it's tonight for us.
Tonight I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna watch some guy getting kicked who doesn't want to be kicked.
Yeah.
And he's doing it. He's paying to be there to do it. All right. You all over this city, you're gonna find people who are paying memberships to go to gyms to get kicked. Do not tell me that if somebody gives you $100 to $200 million, please stop this.
You're not going to any gym right now and getting kicked by tension.
No, that's fine, but what I'm saying is nobody's getting paid like this either for the right amount of money.
Does not want.
Okay, so I, of course, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to get personal with this one. What? How much money would you want? How much money would it take for you to get leg kicked by him?
What, dude? I'm an amateur fighter. I get leg kicked for free.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me if you're having money problems, and dude, do you know how much money it must cost for him to just have his life? Like when you see all the cars and the homes, do you know what it takes just to maintain them?
Bro, but
you know what your bills are?
I get that, but here's what I think happened, okay? I think Shannon Briggs called up Mayweather.
And told him.
And Shannon was like, listen, champ, I done gotten leg kicked multiple times.
Okay, so that's another example. How many there has been more than one boxer that has come across. There hasn't been many, but that's a good point.
Shannon Briggs took a strictly K1 fight.
Even more. James Toney, Ray Mercer, knocked out Tim Sylvia and then got head kicked once. Shout out to my guy Boyan for sending me the video of him walking out of a bout. He was in a fight, an MMA fight.
I saw it.
He knocked out Tim Sylvia's first fight. Everyone was like, oh, big deal. His next fight, he got head kicked and blocked the kick.
I was like, no.
Did it again and quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much do you think he got paid for that?
Like
and they were old. Do not tell me like, bro, he's still from.
He is, bro.
Listen,
I don't.
He's still a Michigan boy. He still has family members that have been in and out of prison. His father too. He comes from a rough area.
100%.
Don't tell me if things get ugly. He's a fighter at the end of the day.
I know, but I think he would go.
Do you know how many times he's been punched in the mouth for free?
He is a boxer. Do you understand that he could make any boxing match right now?
Okay, now I have a question. So that's a good question. What's more dangerous to his health? A real boxing match with, let's say, Terrence Crawford, or getting leg kicked by a guy who's about 20 pounds lighter than you?
Bro,
what do you think is more dangerous?
Depending on the rules, the kickboxer, bro.
Based on what? If it's only leg kicks, if you can quit. You can tap after that.
So here's the thing: if they
he could get knocked out and hurt for real.
If they decide to either leg kick, you think they're gonna stop at leg? They're not gonna let him kick to the body?
Well, that was one of the things I'd heard. It was below the waist. Even if even if it's to the body, I'm not denying you can't finish a fight with a hard body kick. Fine, but do not tell me that a real boxing match against a real killer is not actually more dangerous.
Listen, we've both been kicked and punched. A kick hurts way more than a punch.
Yeah, but we're not.
Can do a lot more damage.
If you can only kick to the legs, guys quit from leg kicks all the time.
Yeah. So
if he was getting paid, let's say he's getting paid $250 million.
Right.
He goes out there, he gets leg kick once, collapses, and they end the fight. One, everyone would be entertained. Let's not even lie.
100%.
Asian fans would go nuts. Tension would be crazy. He would walk out with $250 million, and we would never really know how hard that leg kick hurt.
That's true.
And nobody would question it. Would you question it?
Do you think he's that broke that he would legitimately do that?
Let's say it's 200.
After the big fucking
doesn't matter.
Case he made against McGregor, don't kick. Better not kick.
Well, that's because it was a boxing match. I'm just saying If let's say it's 250, because I remember he made the comment that he'd make more if he fought Khabib. So let's say he's really out there hanging in that 200, and because it's Japan, you're getting a whole other group of people to watch.
Is it yen higher than the American dollar?
I don't think.
I was gonna say that.
They can charge whatever they want out there.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Then he would for sure make that.
And then it's on a Monday, right, during New Year's Eve. Let's say it's 250. If he goes out there and gets leg kicked 3 times, collapses, pretends he can't go on, would anybody think it was fake? Or would anybody question it?
I would, because it's Japan.
But not. What if they exchange a little bit enough, and then he just gets leg kicked enough by a freak? Would anybody be surprised?
No.
James Toney got paid to go do what against Randy Couture? Exactly. For how long? How long did that last? Do you know how hype I was for that? I was hyped because I knew it was going to happen. But I watched all the countdown. I watched James Toney train. I'm like, ooh, his wrestling defense is good.
You did not actually say that. So stop lying.
It wasn't bad. All I'm saying is
just tell the truth.
We watched. Oh, just like we're watching Tito and Chuck.
God, I hate hearing that. My soul hurts.
I'll bring pizza. Do not tell me.
Paisano?
You know this. All I'm saying is, do not tell me if they went out there in exchange for a little bit and a few leg kicks were, and that would be enough to stop the fight.
Yeah, I believe that. But I just don't look. Floyd being Floyd,
I think,
and where he could have made his money, I don't see him ever agreeing to get kicked.
I personally think a fight against Earl Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, those guys are a real boxing match is way scarier. The long-term damage can be way worse. He could get knocked out for real.
Conor again. He could have taken. He could have taken Pacquiao again.
And listen, I agree with those.
Yo, bet any money you want to bet. He could talk enough shit to De La Hoya to get De La Hoya.
Now, I will say this: he went to. Remember, he had a conversation with the UFC. They said before this, and they said the only way you're fighting is if you fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
So Conor signed a new contract. We know that New York thing was the best thing that ever happened to UFC. It hyped up this fight and it put Conor in a corner.
Yeah.
Conor had to behave. You think Michael Chiesa and all them? Michael Chiesa just got beat up.
Yeah.
You had a guy who made $100 million throw a Gertie into a glass window that busted your eye, cut you up. You don't think he could have sued?
He did.
And how much did he get from
this
it?
This is ongoing right now.
Come on. We know what happened. The UFC said, here, we're not going to cut you because your career's on the and
no, I think that I gotta check that. I think that's him and Ray Borg. I think are both
from my understanding that it got settled like it was undisclosed, but maybe it is going further.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Maybe right.
I heard it was still going.
You would think you'd hear more about it. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
And both these guys already signed up for fighting. None of them seem to want to talk about it much in interviews. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it was the best thing that happened. I don't think Conor can leave to go box again right now. I don't know if he's in a and Dana White said he wasn't happy with it. Dana White didn't like how it played out in the end. He made his money. He said he wouldn't do it again. Yeah. He's not going to let Khabib out either. So, no, he can't go get these MMA guys unless he goes to the UFC.
I don't know, bro. I still stand by my statement. He wasn't signed up to get no kicks.
No, you're right, though. You're clearly right. You're clearly right. But
he did not want baseball bat bruises.
I think this story is hilarious. Can we watch? I know you didn't want, but can we watch the rest? That was so funny. Can we just?
All right, you ready?
Okay, please.
And then you can't tell anybody about it, and I'll just walk away, which is weird considering Floyd, reportedly made between $300 and $400 million for fighting Conor McGregor, reportedly made around $300 million for fighting Manny Pacquiao, and now he's saying, if the money's right, I'll come fight in your living room. Why? That's so weird. But that's what he claims he agreed to. But then when he flew to Japan and did this press conference, he says that the promoters were promoting this massive globally televised event that was going to go all over the world, and he says he was blindsided and didn't want to create a disturbance. He says he should have stopped the press conference in its tracks and corrected everybody and said, whoa, this isn't what I agreed to, but he didn't want to ruffle any feathers, so he kind of went along with it. Why he waited 3 days after that to then say this whole thing is off is weird and bizarre, but alas, here we are. Floyd says the New Year's fight with tension at Ryzen 14 on New Year's Eve is not what he agreed to, not at the stadium they agreed to fight in, any of that stuff, and the implication from Floyd's camp is that this is off. That said, in the bottom of his statement, Floyd still told people that are reading this, if the money's right, I will perform an exhibition fight in your living room, but you gotta come with the money. Weird.
Now, I don't know if that's a quote about the whole living room thing specifically.
Yeah.
So I have to go over that, but he has a point. A closed room ceremony. So he's right. You will fight in a living room. Does that sound like a guy who's not having issues with money?
Nah. That's crazy. That's crazy. To reiterate that's weird. I mean, say it once is one thing, but to reiterate that's weird.
Well,
I have a headache. Can we switch to something else going on in Asia? One FC has Misha Tate.
One FC has Misha Tate.
So do you know about their executive roster pretty much?
Matt Hume, Rich Franklin, her now, which, like I said, something's going on over there.
Chatri City Otong.
Something is going on there where all these people are not even just fighters. Now you have people moving to Singapore to go support this organization.
Well, here's one thing a lot of people don't know. One FC, as of I believe it was last year or early this year, they're valued at $1 billion already. Because you got to remember that Asian market, they have the sponsorship market there and the sponsorship market is different over here. Like they have like LG and like big Asian companies, Alibaba, things like that behind them, and they're blowing up, man.
Clearly.
Like in Asia, One FC is a big deal.
There was a whole thing that came out today about Northcutt, Sage Northcutt being asked about fighting UFC, said that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what is going on? Like, this is a big problem for the UFC. Like, now you have fighters that are still under contract or coming close to ending, talking about that'd be cool. These numbers must be ridiculous. 8 figures for Eddie Alvarez. Listen, I am a huge Eddie Alvarez fan. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
So happy for him, right? Yeah. I hope he becomes a champion over there. That's like Hall of Fame status across the board. But for a guy who's
insane.
I'm sorry, the most embarrassing performance for anybody, I don't even count the Aldo thing. I think his performance against McGregor was, I don't want to say embarrassing because he's a fighter, but that was a rough performance to have. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, McGregor, that was McGregor's best performance in my opinion, because with the Aldo thing, you can always just say it was one shot. He really looked overly dominant.
Yeah.
He came back and got mauled.
Yeah.
Then he also, he also lost to Dustin Poirier recently. So for them to give him this type of 8-figure contract for a guy who's
you gotta remember,
miles on his body,
you gotta remember he was what was it? Dream.
No,
yes,
I know he's a star over there. I get that.
So they're automatically.
But this is the point, right? Yeah. Now you're showing fighters, look, we're willing to take guys who were big deals 10 years ago who don't even have a belt, who've lost.
So they're taking now for a lot of you guys that don't know, the flyweight division is being dissolved,
completely gone. Which I knew it was coming out.
Yeah, I mean, the moment the deal was happening, you and I brought it up.
And I also said Cejudo made that happen too. By Cejudo basically saying, I just beat your top guy ever, and I'm gonna leave now, which was a terrible thing for the UFC. And then I heard he was like, even if you strip me, I'm not going back to the I don't care if you give me the Dillashaw fight even. Like, basically this weight cut's too much. Yeah. So I knew when that happened, they had no choice. Dana White already talked about it when Demetrius was at his peak, because they were going back and forth. Yeah. Same thing, I'm so happy for Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, bro.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid well. Yeah. Cejudo, crazy the way that played out.
Cejudo, let me tell you something right now. This is, and not to digress too much. Cejudo's career, honestly, I think is about to like plunge. I think his career is about to plunge.
As a wrestling fan, I don't think so.
It's sad, but like, he's not beating Dillashaw. I will put every dime I have on that.
You never know.
I know because he's a wrestler, you love him.
Dillashaw's been taken out a couple of times. He's good at getting away. I'm riding with the wrestler.
And you should.
Wait, they're both wrestlers, so it doesn't matter.
But one's more accomplished than the other.
It doesn't really matter. It's 2 wrestlers.
I get it.
Doesn't really matter.
Dillashaw's gonna crunch him.
Yeah.
And then I don't see him beating Cody.
Well, the wrestler's always gonna win, right? So
I don't see him beating
Cody. See what I did there?
Because they're all wrestlers. So I don't see him beating Marlon Moraes.
Highbrow stuff here.
I don't see him beating Jimmy Rivera.
We're gonna find out.
His career, he's in trouble.
We're gonna find out.
He's
Marlon Moraes is the guy I want to see.
And not only that, he's fighting Dillashaw at 35. Oh, bro, come on.
A lot of good things to talk about. Some information that we've been getting about an upcoming event that I don't think we should talk about yet. This isn't just a tease, but there's some information that we're waiting to see if this is happening, and we're gonna do an episode immediately. Yeah. So for right now, I think this is enough. The Mayweather thing to me is just. I am so intrigued by what he's doing with, like, what is his next move? Like, this is hilarious. I need to see his interview with him.
He's just trolling all of us at this point.
But guys, let us know what you think about this whole Mayweather thing. A lot of you guys have already been harassing me because you know I'm a fan of him, and fine, fair enough. Like, but let us know what you think.
DM us, drop a comment.
Let us know what do you think the next move for Mayweather is. Will he ever fight an MMA fighter? Will he ever fight an MMA at all?
All right, guys.
All right.